How's it going, everyone? PokeDoc here, and I want to kind of talk about this PSA situation that's kind of going on. If you're a collector, rest in peace, because this is not the time for you. But if you're an investor, this is the perfect golden opportunity that you have been waiting for. And let me explain. If you're a collector, honestly, this is the worst time for you, right? Prices are going way up, way too fast, and you're not able to collect the things you want at a reasonable cost. And unfortunately, it is what it is right now. You might just kind of want to sit back, wait, and then reassess later. But for investors, this is the perfect opportunity because with this PSA situation, this means that we're increasing the scarcity. There is not enough product to go around to feed the demand. There just isn't. And this is just another catalyst. Not only is this a catalyst, but we also just found out that Pokemon has not been able to keep up with the demand with printing, right? We just found out that they printed less this year than they did the year prior and the year prior to that. And so there is no more Pokemon cards that are coming out. They are tapped out. They are capped. They don't know what to do to feed the demand, right? I don't even know if they even care at this point because if you really think about it, they're very limited in options. They can only do what they can do and kind of scale from what they can be able to scale as time goes on, right? And so like, it is what it is at this point, right? They didn't predict this. They couldn't have predicted it. So they're just in this tight little spot until, the printing facility comes out in 2027 and starts running in 2028. But anyway, back to the focus in the PSA situation. If you are a grader and you're grading like the hot sets that come out, this is perfect because any of these newer modern sets, so here's an example. So Chaos Rising just came out. Greninja is very hot, right? People want that card. These newer sets are gonna have a higher value on these PSA 10s. At least I believe so, right? I think it's gonna add a more premium because people are already gonna know it's more scarce and it's harder to get people to, one, it's harder to get PSA to even grade your card, right? And two, now there's more of incentives of people to pay more to do it, right? So it's gonna create this illusion of scarcity. I don't think there really will be a scarcity, right? Like people who are grading these cards as fast as possible are gonna continue doing the same thing, right? They're already paying those higher tier premiums to get these cards graded as fast as possible. But it's gonna help create the more of the illusion because all people are gonna do is they're gonna see these other videos that are gonna say like, PSA can't keep up. PSA can't keep up. PSA is slowing, like closing down, and they're not accepting anymore. All this mumble jumble of just like scare tactics where it's creating more frenzies and it's making it seem like it's more scarce, right? Theoretically, it is more scarce, right? They're not able to meet the demand that is happening, right? So, but realistically, if we're going to hyper focus on what people are hyper focusing on right now, they're hyper focused on these newer sets. And so when Pitch Black comes out and 30th anniversary comes out, you're gonna have the same graders doing the same thing where they're like chasing these top cards, grading them as fast as possible, and sending them to the market. But now, with all these influencers scaring everyone, it's gonna feel like it's more scarce, and I think that's gonna add more premium. And so if you've been on the fence of thinking about grading or figuring out what your next move is going to be when it comes to investing in Pokemon, I think this might be an opportunity. Now, if you're a collector, you're SOL. But if you're an investor or a flipper or anyone that's thinking about making money in Pokemon and you're trying to take advantage of this opportunity that's in front of you, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're ruining my hobby. Sneakerheads, all these people will get out. But like, honestly, it's not really just sneakerheads. This is really most people that I've dealt with in this Pokemon industry is like people who just have some type of attachment or nostalgia to Pokemon, and they just so happen to be able to make money off of it. It's not random people. Now there are random people. I've seen them, I've met them, but even random people know Pokemon and they have some type of attachment to it, but they're also taking advantage of the current situation. But most people are just regular Pokemon lovers that just so happen to learn that they can make money off of it. So anyway, so with this PSA, situation, it's going to make people feel like it's scarce. It's going to add premium to these cards. Cards that are already out, I feel like are going to have a premium attached to it. because all we're going to do is hear about the same scare tactics from these influencers. It's going to build it up. And then these newer sets, I think it's going to add an even higher premium. You think Forest Pikachu is like crazy right now? Trikachu? Wait till these newer sets come out and people just feel like they just can't get their hands on it because they just feel like it's scarce. It's going to be a game changer. This is like their perfect storm. Pokemon can't keep up with demand. PSA can't keep up with demand. What do you think is going to happen to your price? If there's not enough supply to go around, there's not enough. There just isn't. This is the perfect opportunity to think about how you're investing and how you would like to go about it. If you're just a sealed investor and you like the slow grow approach, this might be another way to think about another approach of making money, right? So before, I think a lot of people did only want to do sealed because they felt like slabs were very unpredictable. But now, if it's scarce, right? If it's scarce, there's not enough to meet the demand, you could probably see this as a somewhat of an equal opportunity compared to seal. Now, it's not exactly the same, right? As sealed's the opposite, right? You have to open a product and then it slowly diminishes and there's less of them out there. With slabs, it's the opposite, right? So you open a product and there's more out there, right? So it's a little different, but if there's a lot of people and there's not enough to filter to all those people, it is still a higher demand, right? Like the supply is not being fulfilled the way it needs to. And so you can probably have higher and faster returns if you can kind of change your mindset of how you would like to invest, right? Maybe pick a set that you are going to highly invest in sealed and just pick a card and maybe invest in one of the slabs and just take the chance, because chances are you're probably going to have a higher return faster, right? That's what you see in slabs. You usually see them just kind of skyrocket faster than sealed. Not always. Ascended Heroes is a beast. But even this, the cards in Ascended Heroes is kind of like crazy. Imagine if we heard this news before Ascended Heroes came out. That Forest Pikachu would be wild right now. That Gengar would be wild right now. That Dragonite Charizard, wild right now. Like Ascended Heroes would have been like chaotic. The more news that comes out, that just validates the scarcity. Just means that this market is still hot. It is not going anywhere anytime soon. It is what it is. If you're expecting it to slow down in the next month or two, I think your chances are very slim to none. You eventually will have your day where you're right, but I think at this moment, there's just too much that says otherwise. Too much information out there, too much greed, too much scarcity, too much like scare tactics. It's like the perfect storm for an opportunity for anyone that really wants to make money off of something that they like to look at called shiny cardboard. Anyway, that's all I have to say. If you like what I had to say, consider subscribing, like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for investing your time in. Maybe go touch some grass.